much, now I'm swallowed.
The energy was surreal at an unassuming breakfast bar in Arlington, just outside Dallas, early Tuesday morning. Diners, barely awake, sipped their coffees as the TV screens came alive with NBC's morning news. There, two drastically different faces filled the screen: Iron Mike Tyson, the 58-year-old boxing legend, and Jake Paul, the 27-year-old YouTube sensation. The anchor hyped up the looming Friday night showdown, teasing fans with promises that this clash would somehow resurrect boxing's glory days. And then, Jake Paul himself appeared on the screen, scruffy beard and all, hyping up his upcoming match. He called the fight at Dallas Cowboys AT&T Stadium the biggest in the history of boxing. Bold words from the social media star. But was anyone really convinced? Boxing purists would probably cringe. And if boxing legends like Muhammad Ali or Joe Louis could somehow hear the hype, they'd likely shake their heads in amusement. Fast forward 12 hours, and the hype machine cranked into overdrive at the Toyota Music Factory in Irving, Texas. There, Tyson and Paul stepped into the spotlight for a public workout to kick off fight week. Tyson, still fierce despite his years, hit the pads with surprising speed, backing his trainer into the ropes as the crowd watched in awe. He may be well past his prime, but Tyson showed flashes of that old power. However, let's be real, no one was hitting him back. It was an easy workout, and Tyson's age showed as he caught his breath. Waiting for his turn to speak, Tyson wore a black towel over his shoulders, sweat trickling down his face, a far cry from the man who once terrified his opponents. A woman from the event hyped up the crowd, urging them to get louder, and then turned to Tyson with wide-eyed enthusiasm. "It's so different seeing you in person. This is something special." It was hard not to remember Tyson in his prime. The last time I watched him train back in a gritty Vegas gym in '91. Tyson had gone all out in a sparring session, his punches exploding with deadly intent, each hook sending sprays of sweat and water flying through the air. The room shook with his power, and anyone watching knew they were witnessing the raw force that made Tyson one of the scariest fighters in history. But even then, his best years were fading, and the brutal knockout of Michael Spinks in '88, a mere 91-second spectacle, had already started to become a distant memory. Now here we are, 36 years later, watching Tyson square off against a YouTuber in a match that will be streamed on Netflix. It's bizarre, no doubt, and Tyson himself seemed aware of the craziness of it all. When asked what he had discovered about himself during training, Tyson paused and then, with a smirk, admitted that "I'm tougher than I thought. I started training and thought, what was I thinking? But I got through it." The fight is the celebration. All the hard work is done. For Tyson, this might just be one last hurrah, a way to say he's still got some fight left in him. For Paul, it's a chance to cement himself as a legitimate fighter, at least in his mind. Whether this fight truly brings boxing back to its glory days is doubtful, but it's certain to deliver a wild spectacle.